All right, we're inside of the G-Wagon. Just wanted to look at it, let you guys look at it. My wife she wants to get a white one, but let's look at this. They changed a lot in it since I had mine. It's the AMG. This one here is $237,000. You can see in the back. I mean, this is a very nice vehicle. You can see what they did is the screen is wide open now on the screen, or bigger all the way across. You see this, a lot of stuff changed, the lights. Very nice vehicle, very nice. There's a lot of different options in it than the one that we had before. All right, this is the G-Wagon 2019 edition. The upgraded edition. What's up, everybody? Steve Williams, founder and president of creditrepairshop.com. Today I'm getting one of my vehicles serviced, and I'm here at the next door at the BMW dealership. They give you free breakfast. I mean, you know, they actually cook it, not just like some quick fix stuff. But I'm sitting over here, and on this video I'm going to talk about debt. Also, I want to show you some of the vehicles that are here. Here's one here. Look inside of here. Look at that. Look at that. I think I can. I mean, these are vehicles. There's another one there. Vehicles, some of them 50, 60, 70, 80. Here's one right here. That one, price tag $89,000. I'm gonna head outside here. Sorry about the sunlight. I'm gonna head outside here. I want to talk about the debt because, sorry about that. Talk about debt because one of the things that people start thinking about is getting out of debt when when New Year's resolution comes around. Somebody's whistling over here. When New Year's resolution comes around, people think about losing weight, getting out of debt, all of that stuff. We all do it. And one of the strategies that I always tell people to use when you're trying to get out of debt is to first, you have to make a decision. You, and if you're married or if it's just you have to, number one, make a decision to get out of debt. If you start with just thinking that you're going to get out of debt and just go and pile up all of your bills and say, okay, I'm going to work on getting all of this stuff out of debt, that's not going to happen. It's going to wear off just like trying to lose weight. What you have to do is you have to first come to a full, solid decision that you're just not going to live that way anymore. That when my wife and I were going through our debt problems back in 1994, just in case you don't know the story, in 1990 we started our first business, advertising company. We still own it today, going into 30 years, but we went from making no money to making over $100,000 a year in 4 years. But we were just as broke. We just had a lot of stuff, but we were broke with a lot of money. And so Christmas of 94, we sat down at the kitchen table and said, number one, we were not going to overextend ourselves with credit anymore. We were not going to go out and buy all of these gifts for family members, and even the stuff that we got for our children, our 3 daughters at that time, we only were going to use cash and no credit. It took us all the way to 1999 to get out of 300 grand in debt, and we never looked back since then. Yeah, we've paid cars off in cash. We've been able to invest, travel, do all types of stuff. And I'm not against credit. What I'm against credit is using credit in a bad way. That's what. And back then I was not disciplined to use credit. Now I'm way different. Or after that time period, which it took about 10 years before I had even used credit again, other than just buying my home, where I would use credit again. And so you have to understand credit and manage it. We live in a credit society. So the number one thing is to make a decision. Once you make that decision, then you sit down with your spouse or yourself and you write down all of the debts that you have, everything. And then you got to go through the hidden expenses, which is the stuff that you're spending money on that's not a monthly payment. Going to get coffee at one of the big coffee chains, or eating out all of the time, all that type of stuff. You have to quit doing that stuff or minimize it, and the only way to do that is to save all of your receipts. So you don't go cold turkey when you're trying to get out of debt. What you want to do is just save all of your receipts, either for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 1 month. Put them in a box, and then go through it and look at everything that you spent money on, and then you'll see where you can cut on those expenses. And then the household expenses and the stuff that you're paying monthly payments on, that stuff you're gonna need to see how you can chop out, cut where you need to cut. And then the other aspect of it is you got to look at increasing your income. If you don't increase your income, it in a way it's not going to work, because you probably want to live a certain lifestyle. And what I see happen with a lot of people is that they think that cutting away everything is going to make their lifestyle better, which it can make it better if you're looking at just, being a minimalist and not having much. But if you're looking at and I'm not talking about going overboard, I'm talking about being able to live the life that you probably dreamed about when you were growing up, or is that you want to have things, you want to be able to do things, you want to have money, you want to have security, you want to be able to leave stuff for your family, your children, leave a legacy. That's what I'm talking about. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is to earn more money. That's the only way you're going to be able to do it. So in this video, where I'm leaving you with two things. The first thing is you got to make that decision. Second thing is you write down all of your expenses. And then the three things. Third thing is to figure out what you're spending your extra money on, like going to the movies or whatever. It just put all of those receipts, instead of not taking a receipt, get the receipt, put it in a box, add it all up, and look at all that extra money that you're just spending that you shouldn't be spending. Now let's get back into the fun part. My wife made a request. I'm here at the Land Rover dealer. You can see Range Rovers all over the place. But my wife wants to get another G-Wagon, and there was a gray one here, but she wants a white one. And I had a G-Wagon, but what ended up happening is there was something wrong with the gas tank, and Mercedes ended up buying it back. And I have another Range Rover, that 2010, that has very low miles. My wife used to drive that one, and I just kept that one. And we bought another Range Rover Autobiography, and but she doesn't really like the Autobiography. I told her I would take it and just get another G-Wagon, and she would take the G-Wagon. But she wants a white one. But this is a nice one here. You can see it. You can see on the inside. Very nice. They changed the screen on there. The screen is changed on it. It's a lot bigger. The dash screen, a lot bigger. This one is a very nice one, but she wants white. And just in case you don't remember or you didn't see that video, if you've ever bought a car and it's under warranty, even with the lemon law, there's another law that you may not be aware of, is that the car can be purchased back by the dealer. And I had that G-Wagon for 3 years, and because of it was under warranty, and what had went where they just could not fix the issue, time after time. It took over 6 months of going back and forth to the service department. They ended up buying the vehicle back. I had bought it for $73,000. They bought it back from me for $63,000, and that was after me having the vehicle for 3 years. They gave me that amount of money back in a cashier's check. So if you're having trouble with a vehicle and it's still under warranty, that is an option, but you don't go to the dealer for that option. They won't tell you about it. You have to call the actual manufacturer, and it's usually on the warranty. You have to call them to initiate that. That's the only way that's gonna end up happening. And before I leave you, some people will be talking about, hey, what's the difference? Things are just a car and stuff like that. And cars are just a car, transportation. But I can tell you that being in a Range Rover Autobiography, it does drive way different than any other vehicle that I've ever driven. A lot of people that say a car is just a car, there are people that just haven't ever driven in that type of vehicle. Range Rover Autobiography is a $150,000, $187,000 vehicle. It's very well worth the money, but no, I did not buy it new. I don't advise doing that because of the depreciation, but the vehicle is a very, very, very good vehicle, the best one that I've ever driven so far. So get started. Happy New Year to everybody. Get started. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that yet. And if you need help, go to thecreditrepairshop.com. Let me got a little something on the camera there. And man, I'm getting all these alerts. Subscribe to the channel. Go to thecreditrepairshop.com if you need help. If you need your credit reports, go to www.your3scores.com. It's also at the bottom of the video here, down in the comments, or in the section before the comments. Share it with your friends. Please like the videos, and I really appreciate all the comments and the when people thank me for the information that I put out. Thank you, and Happy New Year, and I'm looking forward to helping all of you make it a better year. Thank you.